God, you need to make up your mind.
Whoopsies. You know what was wrong?
You didn't press start?
No. Press start was on. The mic wasn't.
No.
So they didn't hear us talking about you taking a piss on the way home. Alright, so the reason we're doing this finally, and the reason it's actually hopefully coming out soon, in the next few days, depending when this comes out, I don't know, this is a feature. Hello, Mom. Is because we want to do it, and we want our voices heard, I guess.
I like to talk.
He likes to talk a lot of shit. And we do promise to keep the cussing at a minimum, mostly because YouTube is very, very...
Oh, we don't have to worry about monetization yet.
But, I don't care about monetization at this point. It's that, you know how the rules
getting
is
age-gated.
Age-gated, and then it's not getting around anywhere. Raka Flocka, one of the greatest content creators out there.
You know a lot more content, and I thought I had a lot of guys that I knew.
And no, but these guys they don't do gameplays or anything like that. They do extreme videos of like action. So essentially, think of it like a Michael Bay, only better, with blooding everywhere, like physical violence. They don't use stunt doubles. They do all their stunts, but it's so violent that it's getting age-gated. It's not being spread out, and that's what I don't want.
I'm not surprised.
Spread out, but whatever. So I'm gonna shut up now, and my lovely friend here, who is Caleb, or Tina the Llama.
Oh yay!
Or what else are you?
Just llama. I'll go with that. Let's see. Actually, no. This week on Discord, I'm pretty sure, the guys that I play pub with, I had one of them message me earlier earlier last week, and what did he mean? He said, "Hey," and I was like, "Geet, what do you want?" He's like, "Are you a boy or a lady?" And I was just like, "I've been playing this game with you for 7 months," and I just responded with, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "How are you?" And I said, "I don't even know how to respond to this. Is this a joke? Because this is not like him at all." And he said, "Yes." And I just said, "I expect this from one other guy in our group, but not you, because you're like the calm and monotone guy who like never says weird crap like this." And he says, "Yeah, it is a joke." And then I said, "What's gotten into you?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing, not feeling well." I was like, "Okay." And I told him the other dude will be home, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, "My fiance wants to know if you're a guy." And I was like, "Yes, I'm a guy." And I said, "And no, I'm not gay." That was before he could even say anything. And he says, "Okay." And he's like, "Tina's a girl's name." And I was just like, "It's a joke." And he's like, "Are you a drag queen?" I was like, "No."
So
and he's like, "So you are a drag queen?"
Like, over stuff from...
So I asked him if he saw the movie, and he's like, "No, I haven't seen the movie." So I linked him, and he's like, "That's so dumb." And I was like, "Exactly. It's dry humor. That's supposed to be the point."
But the thing you understand, my friend, is that your humor, not a lot of people get.
I know. Which is why I find it so funny, and nobody else does.
Yeah, that's why you're alone. Ouch.
I wasn't last night, if you know what I mean.
I'm sorry. I'm doing this, and I'm apologizing. I am completely sorry.
I had that one. I thought of it when you said do a swear, but do I say this out loud? Yes, I say it out loud.
You have no filter, my friend. You have no filter.
I can have a filter.
But you choose not to.
I chose not to.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I told my friend I'm probably going to end up getting shot because somebody gets offended by something I say.
Yeah.
Especially since I live in Missouri.
So, the reason we're doing this is because you want to lead the topic of the discussion today.
I want to just complain about a lot of things that are going on in the gaming community. But first, I want to talk about good things that are going on. So
let's always praise the good because there's so little good news going on, whether it's in games and like movie news in general, that you almost feel like you're drowned out. So
where are the fun things? So tiny little things, nothing major. Dying Light's having another content drop. To anybody who's still playing the game, I'm playing it on and off. It's still fun. It's still continuing to be...
As you're talking, I'm going to cut us out and put an image of Dying Light.
Okay.
With your face getting chopped off.
Great. Continually, one of the more entertaining games that I've been able to keep playing. I'll still stick to my guns when I say that no matter how many times I play it, I could care less about any of the story-wiser characters. Just running around and drop-kicking zombies and crap like that is entertaining. And
Now,
Willie?
for those of you who do not know, which I highly doubt it,
Dying Light's been out for ages. I'm sure people have heard of it. It's
just for the benefit of.
It's a first-person parkour shooter zombie game. So if you've been in the community, if you've been playing games long enough, I'm sure you know Dead Island. So it's basically like Dead Island, but polished.
Are you saying Dead Island is not polished, my friend?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So more content for Dying Light for free. The only thing I would say is I wish that they would put another expansion out, because I would drop another $25-$30 for an expansion just cause. But with how
real quick though, on that news, have you seen like the figures of how, like, is it still generating money? Kind of like a GTA 5 who's been out for.
It's not generating. It's got a player base still for them to continue to put free content out. But
so
I don't
it's
know.
not dead. So it's not a dead game. Quote unquote.
People will continue to play the game if they're putting content out like this. Then it will. It's not like Battleborn where they've completely dropped support for the game in general. There's still plenty of people playing the game.
Yeah.
I don't know what Techland is doing right now. Besides,
limited money.
But the game didn't sell that amazingly.
But you have to imagine how much money they got just by promoting stuff, and how many other jobs they might have gotten from just doing it.
I don't know what all this content they put out has been free.
I mean, what a better way to sell yourself though. Like,
well, I know. You know, I don't haven't like.
Especially
I think
for game developers.
Techland has not been at least as of late from the time since I've actually been paying attention. Techland's never done anything absolutely psychotically crazy like EA or Ubisoft crazy.
That's another topic of discussion that I don't think we want to get into.
I mean, I do have to give EA this. They kind of proved themselves wrong with A Way Out, if you paid attention to that.
I have not yet.
Okay, you should. I'll run into that, but with Dying Light, they've done good. I hope Techland was supposed to be working on I heard a rumor about this, some kind of medieval game with the first-person aspects of Dying Light.
There's been 2 medieval games, and they've done okay. But like the first one that came out last year, it got swept under the rugs like immediately.
What was that? For Honor?
For Honor.
Oh yeah, For Honor got.
It got.
Oh, that and Ubisoft also had everything peer to peer, so that's Ubisoft's fault. Mm-hmm. Microtransaction wise, they no.
Did they do good on my?
No, they did bad. They did bad.
They
took you know how you have the premium currency?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they jacked the premium currency up or something like that. Like. You've got kind of what you would expect out of premium currency with Rainbow Six, but then you got For Honor, which is just here's Rainbow Six and here's For Honor's premium currency. It's like inflate. It's like the entire market inflated for some reason, and they completely had to change it.
No, that's not good though. But I mean, and the other game that came out, what?
Just Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come.
That game sold over 1 million copies in a week.
Well, the main point was they have to be careful because. You know how game companies, especially the big ones, are just like in the movie industries where the production companies follow what's hot, and they don't care if the content is there. That's why we come out with in movies. We have so many crap movies, trying to follow the trends from It or
It
Logan.
wasn't bad. Logan was good.
No, I'm not saying those movies are bad. I'm saying that because they're doing so well,
they're just following. Yeah, I know they're following the trend. Like Rampage. They want the Rampage of garbage movies. That's
exactly
45% on Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes was the last I saw.
That they try to imitate and ignore the content for a quick crash.
They just want cash grab, yeah.
Exactly.
And they know that they can do it.
They have to be careful if they're planning on doing another medieval game, which
there was
we're batting 50-50.
There was a big backlash. There was a big amount of backlash towards one of the senior developers, or no, one of the founders of the studio that did Kingdom Come. Mm-hmm. So they said they wanted to go for historical accuracy in that game and all that. And it takes place in whatever the country. I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to get that. I want to double check just so I can.
Political correct stuff.
Yeah, Bohemia.
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 You were way up.
The video I kept seeing mentioned Bohemia and Czech in the same sentence, and I was just like, okay, like I haven't played the game,
Right.
so.
Oh, by the way, if you guys are watching this and you keep seeing me looking down, it's because I have our crappy ghetto ass system in front of me, and I have to keep making sure that the sound is not killing you guys' ears, that the video is still working correctly, that everything's working fine. So if you keep seeing my eyes drop down, it's for that main reason.
So yeah, it's takes place in the medieval kingdom of Bohemia, an imperial state of the Holy Roman Empire. So yeah, and it takes place in 1403 on the orders of the Hungarian king. So what they wanted to go with was historical accuracy with the game, and back in 1403 there was from the accounts of the historians that they ordered or that they had joined. They pretty much were like, yeah, there's most likely nothing but a bunch of just white people living in this area.
So they wanted to include more.
No, they
in the cities. Or
they just wanted to stick with what was there at the time. So they stuck with that.
I mean,
and back in 1403, women didn't have
Europeans,
a role. Women didn't have a role with anything either. So besides stuff that
being raped, abused.
So they had that, and then I've seen some of these. I saw some bigger. More well-known
developers?
No, not developers.
Readers?
YouTube people on YouTube
Content
with other
creators?
podcasts and such. One of the lead developers with the game is very anti-SJW.
Okay.
So the way I see it is he's very he's one of those F your feelings kind of guy. Like, you're still a person and all, I get that, but don't be so damn sensitive. Hi.
Look at the camera when you talk.
I'm looking where I talk, okay? So that's from my understanding, and I would consider myself very anti-SJW, but I'm gonna not try to delve into that. But this team full of 80 people put together this game that sold 1 million copies in a week or two. I believe it was at least a month. And there was a bunch of people who were on the internet being like, "Oh, this guy's anti-SJW, and all they're doing is putting white people in this game. Let's boycott the game." And it's just like, so because you disagree with somebody, you are going to boycott. Okay, I mean, you're totally welcome to do that, but this is exactly what he doesn't like, and this is exactly you're the exact type of person he doesn't want buying his game. So as far as it's concerned, you're doing nothing but basically just saying, "Hey, he's right, you're wrong," and all that. And even some people from Rooster Teeth are on the sensitive side. Like I was watching some stuff, and it looked like 1 or 2 people from there, more prominent people that I've seen in various videos of theirs. I saw it, and it was a commentary video.
Sorry to interrupt, but like, how do you where do you stand on like this between the devs and essentially everybody else? Are you like,
this is one?
Do you agree with one or the other, or do you like in the middle where like you see it both ways?
I was going to state. Well, here's what I was going to state. The video I watched in this was a Rags video. He does a much better job of like
just
doing
content. Though.
So I was gonna say I can send you that and you can post that in the comments. People wanted to just go through that.
Down below.
Yeah, I'll try to give you that so we can post through that. Heck, I'll go ahead and put it in our chat now. But watch that. I will probably, let's see. This is one developer who has this over the 80 people. The rest of the studio, there's a picture of the studio too that he highlighted in his video. And the picture had it was a bunch of people who worked at the studio plus plenty of women who I saw in there, and he was highlighting them out too. He's like, you can't say this is, and it's like, and it's also 1% out of 80 people, and people are going to have different ideologies. It's
I think they got into trouble like with that that attitude in mind where like they were so anti this, anti that. Like, you cannot do that if you're a content creator. Mostly because the people gonna consume your content are on YouTube. and through them, you have free advertisement to millions and billions of people around the world. That the creator's doing that, and not only um, like it's he kind of closed they kind of closed themselves up because you were saying they made it try to make it as historically accurate as possible. Back then, in those ages, and that location, there was only white people, and the main leads were men. Not like movies we have now where in the Middle Ages where women are badass kicking the ass all over the place, or from Game of Thrones, which
Game of Thrones is fiction. They can do whatever they want with that.
Exactly.
Lord of the Rings is fiction. They can do whatever they want with that.
Exactly. It's not historical.
Star Wars is fiction. They can do whatever they want with that. Whether.
So like that's the point where they're kind of closing themselves up, and I think the people who are getting butthurt because that's what it sounds like to me that they're getting butthurt over nothing. They're making mountains out of molehills, where like there are more important things to argue about. They're doing this. They're just hurting their arguments and making it like making it sound like you're always like all the people like this.
There's a lot more to
doesn't help out the arguments.
There's a lot more to that whole thing, and I don't want to delve into it because that could be an entire section on its own. But there's that with Kingdom Come. I didn't get to play King. I haven't played it yet. I'm looking at. I'm considering playing it. I
heard the gameplay is actually pretty good.
Part of me wants to play it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
The other part of me doesn't want to play it because it's like this is one of those super intense RPGs, and I'm gonna get really angry at it, really fast, and then I'm gonna stop playing it. So that's how it is for me. Yeah. But at the same time, it looks fun and looks like something I could potentially get delved into. And it looks like and it's also got a lot of technical issues too, which was the reason that pretty much put me on. I was on fence side where I have I want to play it, but on the other hand, it looks like I'll get angry, and then the other hand after that is there's so many technical bugs. So when I've just got those two things, I can let one overtake the other.
But at this point too, you could always just wait.
And I'll wait till summer because I'm sure it'll be on sale for Steam sale.
Not only Steam sales, but by then the bugs and the updates should have been cleaned by then.
They should be cleaned. Should be is the key quick. Now, let's move. What was the other thing that I had going on too? Teasing that's okay. I'll go ahead and go with it because the big topic would be Ghost Recon Wildlands was teasing a Splinter Cell a new Splinter Cell game. Tire mission where Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell joins the Ghosts apparently. Michael Irons I think I've never played Splinter Cell.
Right.
I've kind of been paying attention. The friend that I was staying with when they announced this was like freaking out because he said that he's a huge Tom Clancy fan.
Well, Tom Clancy hit it hard and big with Tom Clancy's The Division. That was one of the main.
The Division is something all in its. I love I think you and me have agreed we've loved the Division's plot, but a lot of the execution they could have done so much better.
In the same, we're deviating off, but it's fine. The main problem with Division and any of that is an open world game. Even though it's a smaller open world, it falls into the same trap. I'm tired, exhausted of open world games.
It's starting to get there on me.
Like there's some
which is why I've been
open world games like with Tomb Raider, the two new ones that came out. It's open world,
but it's more
linear. Right? There's like you have to follow a story to continue it, and it's not free to.
You have some of it too. You can it's somewhat backtrack. You can backtrack to some of it, and that would lead to the next plot. But I wanted to at least focus on the Ghost Recon thing for a minute. From my understanding, it's been getting some very positive feedback. It teases a new Splinter Cell game. I've liked Wildlands for the most of it. I did get Wildlands really, 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 really cheap, which is what I would suggest you do.
I have not played it yet.
Played most of it solo. If I have it on PS4, which is the issue, and now playing it with somebody else is really fun because you can actually be really tactical in the game. And
so it's a co-op essentially.
It's 4-player. It's 4-player co-op the whole campaign. Same thing like Far Cry.
That's the thing I miss. I know I'm getting off topic again, but that's the thing about games nowadays is that there's so little co-op games for like main story lines or the main story plot,
campaign and such
that it takes me off. Like that's what I live for. I don't live for multiplayer.
Ghost Recon, you can play the whole campaign, and that's all 20, however many regions you got, and there's when you do jump into Ghost Recon, you've got to basically be like, okay, so you've got all the world, and you've got all the stuff you can get, and got all your upgrade points, and blah 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 blah. Pretty much, you have to go around the world and pick up the guns, like if you want to unlock new guns and such. So you have to like interrogate a boss or whatever, or a cartel, or get this info to pop up all over that area of the map where the guns are. It's pretty much all I ever did was get to a new area, go find the guns, go do the guns, do the story missions. And one of the things the big plot positive with Ghost Recon with Wildlands is they did a fantastic job of fleshing out the world and the cartel. But that's really where it all ends. Gameplay is fine. It's really basic.
But sometimes
I've never played
that's what you need though. They're just basic campaigns. Where, you know what I mean? Because you get so many overcomplicated campaigns like Assassin's Creed or Destiny or any other AAA game that has come out recently. They get so overcomplicated that sometimes like simple games like freaking Cuphead.
Oh, I love Cuphead, but it enrages me so much.
They become indie.
It becomes a classic.
Indie classics, like.
But it just enrages me so much.
Oh, fair point. But that's you know what I mean, though, right? Mm-hmm. It gets so oversaturated that it kind of just ruins it. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the market's been oversaturated now. That's one of the big things. Just especially with Battle Royale. Like, PUBG came out last year. You had PUBG come out last year. You had Fortnite, which started as a $60 early access game of tower defense-ish kind of thing, and then they put the Battle Royale in. They are published by the same group.
No, let's start it originally. It all started with H1C1.
Well, yeah, Player Unknown, Brandon, whatever the Nard's his name, whatever the Nard's his name. Mm-hmm. They started with Sony, Daybreak Sony, broke away from them, went to Daybreak Studios, did H1Z1. To be perfectly honest, I was not big on Battle Royale and H1Z1. I prefer the survival aspect of it, but that was my first.
It blew up, especially when you have PewDiePie playing it, when you have
bigger people playing it.
It spreads out to
now
other people.
H1Z1 was all like, oh, we're going to go free to play, we're going to do this. Mm-hmm. They changed their model up 7 or 8 times.
Right.
Their console release never came out.
Well,
it's finally...
They went under...
No, they're still going.
They're still going. But I thought the main dude...
He left, but they're still at it. So he left to do Battlegrounds. Mm-hmm. Now, Battlegrounds came out as...
Fast.
Battlegrounds came out fast. It just hit the market, and then just pure popularity kind of let it soar through. Now I'll give it this: I don't think they were expecting it to be as popular as it was when it originally came out, which is why there were so many netcode issues and stuff like that. But it's been a little bit over a year now, a couple weeks over a year since the game's come out. And I still find a difficult time recommending it to people. Mostly because the cheaters are still running rampant, and it's just you die to getting shot through a mountain.
No, hold on.
With the shotgun.
Explain to the people what a jeer is essentially.
A cheater?
It's a jeer.
No, it's running rampant with cheaters and hackers and.
So explain why though.
I was getting into it. Yes. So. The game is no fun to play when you are getting shot through a mountain by shotgun, and when it is, and I'm not, like, a lot of people like to accuse me of being super racist, but 99% of the cheaters, and this is several statistics that I've looked at and several other videos I've seen, I believe, but 90 to 99% of those cheaters are all out of China, and in their PC bongs and all that, and part of the reason Battleground Studios won't just, they can region lock if they would region lock China, I feel like, and leave all the Chinese people to just hack with each other. It's similar to GTA. Put all the hackers on one server, and you fix it. But Player Unknown himself is too much of a.
And do you think the reason is because of the numbers? Like they're essentially saying, look how many people are still playing. Look how many this. Look how many that. Showing off.
I've seen PlayerUnknown's response to many people asking this. He's just too sensitive to do that and doesn't want to offend people and be called racist. I've seen his Twitter responses.
That's the hard part to do. Though, like, would you like?
And here's
because you're not just a person anymore. You're essentially
I get that.
The company, the leader of the company.
I get that, but he also has to listen to consumers, and this is one thing Fortnite devs are doing much better is listening to the consumers. Fortnite developers are listening to the consumers. I don't really play Fortnite. I'm not a fan of it, but the Fortnite Fortnite developers are listening to the consumers. That's what they're doing. The players are saying, "Hey, we don't like this." They're like, "All right, we change it like this."
The thing I love about Fortnite though is how cartoony.
Yeah, I mean, I like the art style.
Serious, but it's not as stressful as freaking.
I like the art style. I'll get into my whole Fortnite rant in a minute, but because people like to accuse me of, oh, you only like PUBG, you hate Fortnite. No, PUBG has more problems than Fortnite does. It is beyond more issues of Fortnite. I just think PUBG is, when you get in, I've had plenty of games where you can get into a game and just, it's more of a serious game. Like, you can take PUBG seriously, or you can say, screw it, I'm going to drop here, 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 and just have a fun gunfight, and then probably die, and scream at my friends for 10, 15 minutes, however long it takes for us to clear out the school or whatever it's going to be. Or you can say, all right, let's drop over here, and then have a small gunfight, and then pick up from there, or you can attempt to just drop somewhere where most likely it's going to be the AFK, or nobody's going to end up dropping. Fortnite, or I'll switch over to Fortnite in a minute. I still want to keep on this note so I don't get dragged off.
Go for it.
So you can keep playing pub for plenty of time, and then you have one hacker or one group of hackers show up, just completely ruins it. And it's like my friend, we've literally been running through cover, jumping. He's in midair jumping off something, just headshots with a Kar 98, and it's down. Or headshot, or 3 consecutive headshots with a suppressed M4 and an 8 times. It's just like, this is ridiculous. And they're on a mountain with, and when you're watching the kill cam now, everybody on the team has level 3 gear, AWMs, M4s that are suppressed 15 times scopes, and it's just like, this is ridiculous.
So essentially what he's saying is,
and they're all Chinese names. Right. Every single name is like Hing Tuan, Twing Tuang Tuang or something.
Period. But what he's trying to say is that in these kind of battle simulators, you have a lot of RNG, which prevents it. So that
RNG how?
That
are you talking about weapon pickups and such?
Yeah, weapon pickups. It's random where the locations are. You have more of a basis of where most weapons can be.
It can depend.
But that's the thing that makes it an equalizer, because everybody can have different skills. But the greatest equalizer is if you have
the better skilled player can.
Yeah,
I've had a pistol and the other guys had
do damage. You can still do damage if you're a better player. But it kind of, you know what I mean, balances out. So it's more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Skill based.
Not skill based, but so it's more,
barriers to entry.
Right, there's more consumed.
PUB has a higher barrier of entry than Fortnite does. Fortnite is much more basic. The big thing I will see with Fortnite.
Hold on, before you begin your train of thought, you have to admit though, Fortnite is doing great, especially now with Ninja coming out playing it and breaking records on Twitch. And then with Ninja playing with Drake and breaking it again, and then other people from Brazil taking over and Twitch. Playing Fortnite.
I don't watch streams all that often.
Me neither, but the point I'm saying is that they're blowing up more now, and they're competing with PUBG. Yeah. Because of that.
Because it has a free-to-play model. Here's what I'll give
for it. You don't need much for it.
Fortnite has a free-to-play model. It's very easy to get into.
Very fun.
I look at Fortnite, and part of the reason I just can't get into it is I see Fortnite as this game, and then the one table leg that Fortnite has holding it is the building mechanic. You knock the table leg out, I just don't see anything meaty under it. That's it. If you take the building mechanic out, it just feels bare bones. At least that's with the gameplay.
It's the same thing with freaking PUBG though.
PUBG doesn't have one mechanic that's holding it up. PUBG has, you have the the time that it takes to do things. You have the much more skill-based gameplay. You have much more communication.
that's funny though, especially now that we're speaking about like imitators, other companies bringing out.
Oh,
like,
there's so
similar-
many. Yeah, there's. I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna actually. in a minute. I was gonna start going off on Radical Heights, which is a completely different one.
There's like a parody of it. I hope it's a parody or trolly version of it, where
The
essentially
80s game.
Yes.
Yeah, that's called Radical Heights. I was gonna completely go onto a tangent in a minute, but
Or like, because usually for these games, you usually sneaky, you're trying to be quiet.
Radical Heights is as loud as you could possibly be. It's just
yes.
like, oh yeah!
Like
I played the game,
and they explode loud as hell, and you get cool stuff out of it, but it's
so loud and it's so hey, come and shoot me.
Is there just a position between being silent and sneaky and cockroaching your way through like a map instead of loud and proud in your face, destroying everything? It's hilarious, and I hope it's a troll by the creator. But there you go. But yeah, I can see that. But I think that's the thing that I like.
Well, that's why people. That's where people like it, but I don't like it over that. So
because they think it's more of a grown-up version of Minecraft.
Understandable.
Where Minecraft is extremely popular even after all these years. They're selling like everywhere.
The one thing I will, it's like, the game's really basic, and I just don't feel like it has and there's nothing wrong with having a basic game. Why do you think Call of Duty is so popular? Because it's just so basic, and it's like literally running around.
The king of the freaking basics.
It's like the most basic white bitch game you will ever.
Yeah.
Call of Duty is going to always be that.
Yeah.
And that's probably why a lot of the Call of Duty YouTubers have been trafficking towards
not
it
only
too.
That, though, because that's one of the most, like, there's gamers and then there's casual gamers.
I know.
Most casual, 99% of casual gamers will always have Call of Duty.
Oh, I know.
Even though, like, the original Call of Duties were, like, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like World War II based ones. They were fantastic.
Let's see. World at War. You had World. I'm gonna just go through all the good ones. World at War, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 1, or Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2. Black Ops 2 I think was pretty solid.
You kind of lost it a bit.
Black Ops 2 is kind of where Black Ops. Here's what you kind of got. You're going. Black Ops. Wait, I'm trying to remember the order of everything that came out. Was Black Ops 2 and then Advanced Warfare?
Yeah, Advanced Warfare.
So you had World at War, Modern Warfare. Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2, and then was it Black Ops 2 after that? Or was it Modern Warfare 3 after that?
No.
Ghosts. Was it Ghosts? Okay, so you had Ghosts that went like that, and then you went back up, and you kind of went back up with Modern Warfare 3.
A little bit.
And then you kind of stalled that with Black Ops 2,
and
you hit Advanced Warfare,
and then
the one thing.
What's it called? Ghost something.
Infinite Warfare. Was it Infinite?
No. Whatever it is. right.
Okay, now
I feel like they finally brought it up again with the new one that came out. I love
Infinite or
Infinite.
World War?
No.
World War II?
No.
Please don't say World War II.
No.
Okay, good. Infinite Warfare was the space one.
Yeah.
I think Infinite Warfare did good things. Like I personally, I will be frank. Infinite
like
Warfare, I liked much better than World War II.
Yeah.
World War II, they listened to the community and did it, but if you look at more specifics, they started that game as back in Vietnam. And then they were like, oh, everybody wants World War II, so we have to change halfway through production cycle and go to World War II.
And then
that's when they screwed up.
They made their biggest mistake by taking out all the historical reference of World War II. And I get how
it was
now the political,
with the political climate.
is, you cannot put Nazi symbols out
in Germany.
But this is not World War II
1942? 1943? No, 45. It was around 45 when it was close to the end of the war. 45 was close to the end of the war.
Whatever, you know what I mean? Where this is heavy time.
This is heavy time Nazi propaganda.
Versus USSR versus
and that's what
US
that's what
UK.
That's what irritates me too. Is all I focused on was Nazis and the US soldiers. It's like, okay, we have like two or three other fronts. We have two or three other fronts with this, cool? And then we have another front with the U.S. and Japan, and that was like a completely different story on its own.
What? Like just now talking about it, that could have been cool. Is kept that of what it is for now.
Did you play World at War's campaign?
What?
Did you play World at War's campaign?
No. know.
Okay, so here's how World at War's campaign
Hold
worked.
on.
You're gonna explain exactly what World War campaign
Probably,
is. I can tell you.
And then having them in chapters, and then chapter 2 be going with a USSR that front.
That's exactly how it happened.
Off into the US naval.
That's exactly how it happened.
Naval battles in Japan, and then a couple missions inland, and then switch back to US versus Germany and UK.
World at War would
have
been cool. So World at War, what they did is with World at War, you start as a POW in a Japanese on one of the islands off the coast of Japan or wherever it is. You're a POW, and you start that, and you have some U.S. Marines coming in to save you, and you fight through the island, and then that's the first mission, and then what they do is they put actual old footage from World War II and from the Japanese front and all that into the game, and they do that, and then then they just quickly switch fronts. You're a Russian soldier in Stalingrad after Germans just been bomb the hell out of it, and you're crawling around, and then that's where you meet Reznov, who is your sword sergeant lieutenant. So Reznov, who's in Black Ops 1, which people will remember him from. But that's where you meet Reznov, and that's where Reznov gets his start in World at War. And you start that.
Look at the camera when you talk.
You start that. And you go through Stalingrad. You have to assassinate a general, and then it switches back over to the Pacific front. And it's all right. So you've got the U.S. fighting this front here because that's where that's how the U.S. entered the war, and that's where it happened. And it's just here's this to give me background to it, and it's and then we went and made their advance on.
Cool too though, show
they did
newspapers of the U.S. saying why we shouldn't go into the war. And why we should
they didn't say why we shouldn't, but they said U.S. enters war, and then they had somebody narrating over it, and it was and then we made the advance on the Guadalcanal Islands, and I was I remember reading about that in history. Yes.
Can you imagine how cool that would have been if Call of Duty would have
and with the production value of what they were with World War II instead of with World at War.
Freaking Call of Duty
Activision
and BioWare.
Activision. It's just Activision.
It's just Activision.
Activision Blizzard would be Destiny, but it's just Activision.
Well, there you
BioWare is EA.
Activision has
Activision has tons of money that they could have dumped into it. Whenever we
was that the B team or A team for them?
Activision? Yeah. Oh, it was Treyarch. It was what I would well, no, okay.
Quote unquote.
World War II was Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer was behind Advanced Warfare. So honestly, I will give Advanced Warfare this. Advanced Warfare has probably been the most innovative Call of Duty game we have had movement-wise. Black Ops kind of stole from Titanfall, and they even. Here's the thing. After playing,
I love Titanfall, especially Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2 is one of my favorite shooters of all time.
Yes,
don't get me wrong.
Fantastic. And then the storyline, it pulls you out of your heart no.
It doesn't do a bad job of it's this robot's fun, and then this robot's not fun, and then Titanfall 2 has some really fun mechanics, but
but anyways,
so you had Treyarch at World at War, and then jump into the future when Sledgehammer's Call of Duty World War II, we want to go for realism in this game. All right, I am currently storming the beach of Normandy in 5 minutes when it took more hours or however long.
That would have been cool. Not maybe hours, but maybe 30 minutes to an hour.
An entire mission's worth.
Right. Or more than just.
Granted, well, here's the thing: you were storming the beach. You had securing the trenches and stuff the whole mission, but they were on the
easy mode. They should have made it challenging.
They were on the beaches for much longer.
Right.
Now,
to at least
here's the other thing that also threw me.
I don't think they care about paying respect to the
They didn't. Now here's the other thing that also threw me off: when you hit the trenches and you start picking up enemy guns. Germans did not have PPSHs as their main firearm in World War II. Germans did not have STGs as their main primary weapon in 42 or in World War II. The Germans they did not have 1911s. The Germans had their little weird handgun version. We had the 1911s. We had the Grands. We had the Thompsons. The Russians had the PPSH. The Russians had the STG. The Germans had the MP40. And the MP40 was a nice gun nonetheless.
Oh, that is still
it still was a nice gun. The UMP is a more
Fantastic. Basic, but
is a
fantastic.
more realized version of that gun in this yeah.
Day and age.
The Germans did not have an STG or no, I'm sorry, but it was the Russians who did that. Shotgun wise, I have no clue how shotguns were dealt with and such back then or modeled, but so that's how German that's yeah. So that kind of I got to the I got to the trench and I was just like.
But it's like little like we.
At least they have swastika. Like it was the thing that I told myself when I got to the trenches is they have. I was like, this took 5 minutes to do. I could care less about any of the people that I've seen get shot so far and die.
But
and they have these guns. They have swastikas at least. There's that. There's that. Oh, look, a quick time event. Oh, look, another quick time event. Oh, look, another quick time event. All in the first level.
And it shouldn't be that way though.
No.
It shouldn't. It should be longer. Like you, at least you're like. You can give a lot of emotional things just in
the most memorable mission. One of the most memorable missions in World at War is the first mission you're playing as a Russian, because what you're doing is you're sneaking through Stalingrad it's two guys sneaking through Stalingrad while Germany's, and you have to take down these guards in order to be able to move through without getting spotted. You have to wait till the planes fly over so your gun doesn't get hurt. And you just pick up a random Kar 98 off the ground. Like dead soldiers just pick up their gun off the ground, and he gives. I think it was a Kar 98 that you used them, but that was But I know you pick up a gun off the ground, and you have to wait for the planes to go over so you can shoot. Because if not, then they're all going to hear you. So if you do that, and then there's this entire section where, not even halfway through, like the next thing is there's a sniper in a building across the river, and you've got 3, 6, 9 windows he can be in. And what you have to do is you literally just have to wait until you see the glint of his scope, and then try to get a shot off on him. And for first-time players, it can take longer than you'd expect. But when you start to get used to it, and you have to be able to shoot him. And then the whole time when you're moving through the mission, you have Reznov just narrating and being like, you walk through a bar, and Reznov's just talking about how it used to be a place of happiness and and just people having fun and drinking and all that. And it's like, that was the Russian lifestyle. Well, Russian lifestyle back then. That's how it was. Now, the issue with World at War, the gleaming issues, I believe that they have the Russians say Russia when it was the USSR back then. So that was the big thing. That was the biggest pet peeve I had with that. Now, nonetheless, the very ending mission, like the final mission, had literally you storming the final Reich and putting the USSR flag all over the German flag after you've conquered it. It was just like, and that's it. And it's just like, And then the end of World at War, I'm going to go ahead and spoil the World War II campaign, because if you haven't played it now, you don't plan on playing it. And if you really haven't finished it, then sorry, but it's probably not worth finishing it if you haven't finished it. But you've got the white Jewish dude. You've got the white dude who you're playing as. I think there was a black dude who you're playing as, who was there too. You've got your band of band of merry men. You've got the band of brothers, and it's just like, they start hating each other. They start off hating each other, and they start then they start. Right. Then you have the captain who like comes off as a total asshole, and then he's like, I went through this, and he's like, So you have that. Right. So like the second to last mission, the Jewish dude gets captured by the Germans. And the final mission literally just has you walking through POW camps, trying to find him. And these are old POW camps with prisoners that they've like burnt and all that. And it's just like, this could have been done so much better had you have taken it and put it like way further at the front of the game or something.
You know what would have been cool? Like the first image you see was
people getting burned alive. That's why the game is rated M. And your
teammate being captured.
Something like that.
Being taken to POW camps. That would have been cool. Like the first shot of the.
And they could have at least done a flashback. I don't know. They could have done.
The whole thing was like a flashback into this point, and that would be like your final 30 to an hour long. But that's the main problem with like Call of Duty. Their campaigns are 2 to 3 hours long, if that.
This campaign was about 9-10. This campaign was not bad. Infinite Warfare had a very lengthy campaign. I will give it that. That's one of the other things.
That's where you get more emotion out of your character. You get to develop
Infinite Warfare. Like, I cared more about Infinite Warfare's robot than I cared about any of the robots in World War II. Like,
that's the issue. They
like,
have more time to develop the people. You get to
and
see
here's the thing:
everything.
World at War, they made both of your protagonists silent, and I still gave a crap more about them than I gave about any of the protagonists. When they got into Black Ops, they made Mason. They didn't make Mason silent anymore.
How?
He had Mason. That's how they were able to tell the story. The numbers. Woods, they had Woods in Black Ops 2 as well, which was great because Woods was an old man, and that's how an old man would be, just sitting in a wheelchair, bitching about Vietnam, bitching about all this and that.
Even in World War Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, you got to know Soap.
Yeah,
Soap, you didn't talk,
Price.
You got to know all of Captain Price.
And Soap began talk. Snope talked in 3, and you played Soap in 3, didn't you?
3.
Yeah, Soap was. I'm trying to think.
But what I mean is, you got to know them even if you were a silent character. You get to know all of the people involved with the SAS and the U.S.
You jump between a lot of the U.S. forces. They felt like they had a kind of a personality, but they ended up dying, and you kind of knew that they were going to just be there for filler.
But you got to know them. You develop them more compared to this new Call of Duty with better graphics. Better this, better that.
They're still on the same damn engine, and it's the Quake engine that the original Quake came on. It's like Fallout 4's engine. It was the original Fallout 3 engine. They just basically taken it. It's a turd, and they've polished the turd as much as they could. The next Fallout game.
Hey! But turd actually does shine. Polish it enough, and it does shine.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. There is a big New Vegas mod in the works for Fallout 4. When that gets released, I'm totally looking forward to play it because I have no issue playing New Vegas with updated Fallout 4 graphics because every time I play New Vegas on my computer, it always gets corrupted like a quarter of the way in, and it's just like, I need to find a new way to play New Vegas. So, but with Black Ops 3, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, Black Ops 4, I don't know what they're gonna do. Campaign-wise,
I'm not looking forward to any more Call of Duty games for a while. What I'm looking forward to
is
the mystery. What they're doing, the A-team for
BioWare.
But
BioWare's not Activision!
No, I don't care about them. But about BioWare, what they're doing.
Oh, I see the Republic Master.
I mean, there's rumors out there in the dark of the web where...
I'm still angry that EA decided to shut down Visceral. Because fuck you, EA. Just...
Dump on Papa Disney. Dump on the mouse.
No, they dropped Visceral, which was working on their Star Wars game. Now, granted, Visceral did kind of.
You know why though, right?
Because their consumer base doesn't like games like that.
Not only that, Disney has to be disappointed.
Disney's very not happy with them with Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah. Because they promised greatness of the original Battlefront 2,
and then
they
didn't get it.
They
didn't get it. Papa Disney came in and said, "All right, took my belt off." I was like, "All right, EA, bend over, all right."
Yeah.
And you know when Papa Disney's taking off its belt, you done screwed up.
Although to be fair, their movies are not doing that well, and from what I'm hearing about Han, it's not gonna be that great of a movie.
Yeah, I'm not looking for it. I'll go see it on a Tuesday, so I can only have to pay $5.
Let's do it, and then we can do a review afterwards.
Can we go see it on a Tuesday so I don't have to spend $12 on it? Okay, because I don't want to spend.
But I'm getting that feeling from.
Wait a minute.
They still have Marvel anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, and Avengers: Infinity War comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks. So.
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So.
This is coming out in April.
Yeah. I don't know why they're gonna really having a Star Wars movie released in summer is gonna be the weirdest thing.
You know why they're doing it? It's because that's what originally when it was. The original series, the episode 4, 5, and 6, they were dropped in May.
I mean, here's the one thing. At least summer has movie releases, unlike game releases. Because you literally
go to a big drought until E3.
Yeah, you get E3 and it's like, all right, all these games yay, games.
And then all of them
they're all coming out at the end of the year or next year.
And I love how the old bum rush from September or not August till January. They bum rush every game and then nothing for the rest of the year. So you're like,
well, thank God Monster Hunter came out this year to give me something to play.
I just met the
DeVillo.
Holy crap!
You know what I meant when I said he's. Oh, I have fond memories of going after the DeVillo and the Savage DeVillo from Monster Hunter 3.
I'm loving it though. I'm loving it.
And once I have my internet, I could probably play that game again.
But anyways, but yeah, like with Disney's not doing that well with Star Wars.
Well, that's because they're That's because they're
Because they don't
Star Wars down.
No, because they don't have a dedicated leader of it. Like, on the Marvel side,
they've got the Russo brothers who are pretty much they've got the directors.
The main producer, I forgot his name, but he's the one like saying, yeah, let's do this, let's do that. But he's the one shaping, giving direction.
And with Star Wars, they don't have anybody because George Lucas ain't there anymore.
You have a few people taking the reins, but they're like they don't have vision.
The Last Jedi is still a love-hate relationship for me. I like some part.
If you look, most divisive.
If you look at the fight, the throne room scene, you know when Rey's fighting the dude with two knives, one of the knives disappears halfway through the fight when he goes to put her in the headlock. Like he could have stabbed her in the back and killed her, but that knife just disappears. It's about like when I was playing Monster Hunter with you, my friend walks into the room, shoves his phone in his face. Yeah, that's what he's screaming at me. It's like, look at this! 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 You see? You see this? You see his knife goes away when he puts her in the headlock. I was just like,
huh.
Oh my.
But also like I saw it on Twitter, and they did a really cool connection where we started Star Wars as a hologram of Leia coming, asking for help. And then we ended with a hologram of Luke giving the help all the way now.
I wish that would have been if Luke was going to die, wait to kill him at the end. I have no issue with him.
They were originally going to do that. He wasn't supposed to die in 7.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen 8. In 8.
He was supposed to die in 9, but because of what happened in real life with
Carrie Fisher. So why didn't they?
Because
it would have made perfect sense.
No, because they already had filmed everything. I remember they already were in post-production when Carrie Fisher died.
They should have killed her.
So they didn't have that was the plan. She was supposed to die on 9 as well.
They should have. They
were going to pass the reins on this one to the new characters, and then they were going to die off memorably on the next one. But with Carrie Fisher passing, they couldn't.
Here's my issue. Here's my issue. They have Han die in that one. Which throws.
He's been wanting to.
Yeah, he's wanted to, which throws Ben, but because makes Ben absolutely feeling horrible for doing it. Leia dies in this one, which makes him feel even worse. And I still to this day say what they should have done is they should have killed Han. Ben feels horrible for what happened. Kill Leia in this one. He feels even worse. And you saw how Rey was reacting when she was talking to Luke. She was angry. They should have had Snoke take advantage of that anger, and they should have taken Kylo and Rey and swapped them. That would have been the biggest mindfuck I have seen in a Star Wars movie.
The best twist ever, because
Rey becomes the new Dark Apprentice. Kylo has to go find Luke for help again, and then they can at least take some of that movie, and then you've got other characters that
the worst. They could have taken out the freaking the scene with.
They could have taken out the Canto whatever scene, the Canto Blythe scene, and just been like Rey and him.
That was not needed.
No, that was not needed at all.
We didn't even meet the freaking hacker that we're sent for.
So
that whole scene.
The only thing that they wanted that scene for was so that he could use the line. They're fighting on. They're selling to both sides. So in the next movie they can use it again because he's coming back to the next movie.
Oh yeah, but
no, the throne room scene happens.
That's where Rey,
they get switched.
They would have switched.
Something happens, and Kylo doesn't even go back to the Resistance. He just goes straight to Luke to find Luke, whether it's him or not. And who knows? Maybe their lightsabers get switched up accidentally in the process. And he's got.
You know what could have happened too? This is Star Wars canon.
Or who knows?
If the reason that if we're going really really nerdy, The reason that Sid's lightsaber are red is because
They corrupt the crystal.
They have corrupted.
That was changed, I believe.
No, it's still that.
I thought that was...
No, it's still that. And the reason Kylo Ren is, like, you can see, like, crackly or whatever, is because he's
on that verge.
Right, it's not completed. He still has that. He's still being seduced by the light side.
So what would have been cool? They switch lightsabers.
No,
Rey uses.
No, even better. He kept his lightsaber,
but it goes blue.
As he starts using,
changes color.
It goes completely out red, and then slowly white.
That would be an interesting.
Not completely, but you still, or not even daylight. Like just starts seeing the white hue around the lightsaber, meaning that he is being changed sides. Not completely on the light side.
So more like a Grey Jedi.
Mm-hmm. Giving birth to actual canon.
Well, there is canon Grey Jedi. If you count Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
She's still alive. Yeah. Or at least after the Galactic Civil War, Ahsoka is still alive. Yeah. Thrawn is still alive, and Ezra is still alive. So there's Luke, Ahsoka, and Ezra that are all Jedi that are still alive, whether Luke encounters them or not. Snoke is out.
Spoilers,
Snoke is out.
Sorry.
Yeah. Snoke is out there. We know Snoke is out there.
Snoke is dead.
No, I'm talking about after the Civil War. Snoke is out there because Luke has contact with Snoke, but he doesn't realize Snoke's a Sith Lord, or whatever the hell Snoke is.
I don't think he's
Snoke
empowered.
Snoke is out there during Sidious and Vader's reign, but he's also keeping quiet because Sidious has an idea there's somebody else out there, but doesn't know where or what he's doing.
Did you watch the Clone Wars?
I watched. I watched. The end of with the last episode with Yoda.
Mm-hmm. No, remember when where Anakin goes to that planet of the Force? I thought that was what Snoke was, the representation of dark
that would have
side.
been interesting.
But
did you realize?
It's fun.
No. For that episode, did you realize that they had fully fleshed out models for Darth Revan and Darth Bane? That they were going to have the dark side kid meet and talk to in person, like literal Darth Revan was supposed to be in that episode with the mask.
Because you know what? Thank you for reminding me. Because Luke, our
Yoda ends up meeting Darth Bane at the end, but it's like his spirit form. But meeting
Bane
an actual
canon though.
Yeah, I know Darth Bane is canon.
But George Lucas, our Lord and Savior, of course, we all worship at the altar of George Lucas. He wanted to introduce Darth Revan and Darth Malak. Introduce the old Republic.
Well, there's the Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones writers or whatever are working on some kind of Star Wars, and if they want to go back in time, that's fine with me. They can. I don't give a flying monkey's nard what they do with the Old Republic because
it's infinite. You can have so many possibilities, and you can get away from the Anakin or the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, and you have more sagas. Like it doesn't have to be. You can
because there's so much.
You can give the Sith
Mandalorian Wars,
the Sith Wars, the second Sith War, like the two Sith Wars.
And second, full armies of Jedi's and the Sith.
The Sith, literally the entire Sith Academy, literally attacking the Jedi Academy.
They're almost destroying.
Pretty much they end up taking it over. I think in the Legacy.
The freaking Yavin 4 move where the Resistance or in episode 4 where everybody's at the base, that's originally a temple for the Sith, which is mind blowing.
There's a book that's in Legacy that introduces a new Jedi Master, but he's like smaller than Yoda. He's like more of I think his name is like Master Ikrit or something. They have young Anakin Solo, and it's more of a kid's book, but they have young Anakin Solo and another female Jedi who are training at Luke's. They end up finding it, and it's an old. Supposed to be old Jedi that were trapped in there, but it ends up being an old Sith Lord that gets trapped in there or something like that.
Yeah. But anyways, what we're trying to say is the Old Republic has a ton.
Old Republic's got plenty of stuff. Old Republic has some cool ass stuff. Looks like somebody's here.
No. Maybe. No.
Oh, package?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been waiting for that.
What?
It's a first Fitbit that I'm gonna buy. And also the Pokemon Go app, like where essentially I got it. It's fantastic. But I'm excited about that. I'm looking for. Once I move in, tomorrow I'm going to my doctor's and I'm having him sign a animal support or emotional support animal note for me. Hopefully my property manager will accept the note
So if she does, I'm gonna start looking for a dog, and I want to get a German Shepherd.
Puppy? Or trained already?
I don't mind puppy, but my definition of puppy and the definition of puppy I've always known growing up has been born to 2 years old. So somewhere around a year to 2 years to where it's still got the energy, but it's trained, but it's housebroken, and I could probably give it some more training, a tad bit more training, or I would love to get a Doberman, or a Rottweiler, because somebody knocks on my door, they hear that thing barking on the other side, they don't gotta fuck with me.
Not only that though, they have really bad reputations, but they're one of the sweetest kind of dogs.
Which one? Doberman or Rottweiler?
Rottweiler.
Yeah. I looked
Even though they don't look like it.
Yeah, I found a 16-month-old. I was using Craigslist because I'm not paying X amount of money, because a lot of people don't just have dogs that they can't take care of or such and such. So I found a 16-month Rottweiler. A dude said that he had to. I don't know if I should say this on camera or not.
No.
Okay. I found a 16-month Rottweiler, and long story short, guy said he can't take care of it because of work stuff or whatever. So I'm gonna, if it's still available, I'm gonna talk to him. And the only issue is there's like a rehoming fee of like $250, which maybe it depends on if I do end up seeing the dog, and if I
fall in love with it
and I like it, and it's not like totally attached to him. Now the other issue is, and I really hope my roommate never watches this video, or at least gets this far into the video. She's 54-year-old lady, super nice. Just the way she treats her dog is just like, I don't have issue with people babying their pets, but when you treat your dog like basically a human being that lives with you. Like, I woke up yesterday to literally hear, it's like I woke up, so I'm stuck sleeping in her living room until we fucking move. So I woke up and she's sitting on the couch watching TV like normal, and I woke up to hearing a dog drinking. I'm like, why is her dog bowls in the kitchen? I look up. She literally has her entire sweet tea glass. She just gave it to her dog, and the dog just drinking out of it, and like goes halfway, and then she starts drinking out of it. I just rolled back over and was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna. And then I started thinking, all right,
my appetite.
I was just like, all right, so here is my ground rules. If I get a dog, I'm gonna basically just say, all right,
she can't touch it.
I will feed my dog when I want to. I will give him the treats I want to. I'm going to hopefully leave it in my room at all times when I can, because
she's crazy.
I get back to her place whenever I get back to her place, which she's still working. I'm not, or whatever. He like ran to the door and looked at me, and like just like looked at me, and then I went and sat down in the chair after I changed everything. He just kept jumping on the chair, and like Chihuahua, it's a Chihuahua. Oh, but what makes it worse is it's like
Chihuahua dogs.
It's a very obese Chihuahua. It's a very obese rat, and it's
just
like
they're just like
And here's the thing. It's so fat because its eyes are bulging at all times. Like, it jumps up on the chair and its eyes are just like look like they're about to pop out. And it's just like here's the thing. I have to be nicer to him whenever she's around because I don't want to come off like a dick. But whenever he's not around, I just look at him and he jumps up on the chair to try to get attention. I'm like, you are the most needy fucking dog I've ever seen in my life. Go lay down. And she like jumps up on the chair. I'm like, I was like, yeah, you really aren't trained. I'm looking at him like, Merlin, go lay down. And he just like jumps up on the chair again. I'm like, you're not getting food from me. You are not getting my food.
Is that who were you yelling at?
Yeah. No, Amos was the one I was yelling at. He just had to pee. And he had to pee. And it was like, I'm in the middle of a hunt. Hold it, okay? Like, one of the things my friend said when I left the house was like, you've been a fantastic roommate. Great. Like, he's 30, almost 30. So he's like, you're a fantastic roommate. He was doing nothing but actually giving me a lot of praise. And you helped me with the dog and all that. And I was just like, oh, but I mean, he did poop in the house. He's like, yeah, but that was both of our faults. Yeah, I can accept that. We were playing pub. And he ran into my room, jumped on me. I was like, hang on, Amos. He ran into his room, jumped on me. He's like, hang on, Amos. He ran into my room and jumped on me. It's kind of that. And then next thing we know, there's just this pile of shit in the hallway. And you're like, we just kind of looked at each other like, yeah, we were both of our fault. Now, it only happens when we were playing pub. Most of the other times I took him out. I'm not an irresponsible dog owner, okay?
It was just an accident.
It was an accident. It happens. We cleaned it all up. We made sure to clean it all up. I got up and I kind of looked at it. I was like, oh, damn it. So I cleaned up the shit, put it in the toilet, and I looked at it. I was like, okay, let's go outside. So I took him outside, and he ran around outside doing all that. And
we got so sidetracked.
But it's fine. If I'm on
it's a podcast.
if I get a dog, I want to get a bigger dog. I want to get a medium to big dog because everybody living in that complex is an old person, and it's like they have rats running around with them. And the issue is, here's the issue. Here's the worst part. Is my roommate was freaking out when I told her I was considering getting some rats. And I was like, you realize that rats would, if I got rats, they'd probably be more well behaved than he would, right? If you get them when they're young enough, they can be well behaved, and they won't. Yeah, like they can.
Any animal can be trained. Rats are one of the most trainable.
Yeah, my friend Ethan's done worked at the science center for quite a while, and he handled the rats there. And he said that he would like do the experiments behind like the classroom. He'd just put a rat on his damn shoulder and would just sit on his shoulder and watch him doing it. And you had the kids like, look, he's got a rat on his shoulder. Look, it's just like
the only reason that we do most of our experiments first on them is because they can be trained easily.
Mm-hmm. So if I can't get a dog, I probably will end up getting some rats. Just because they're cheap, they're affectionate, and I just have to make sure that they're not biting on my damn cords. Because I will let them run around, but I'm gonna have to make sure they're not biting on my cord. She'll probably freak out.
Kill it.
Probably, to be perfectly honest.
I'm sorry.
My plan is to get 3 rats, just because they're social animals too, and whenever I'm not home, they have to have at least 2, probably 3.
I think 2 for now, just cause.
Yeah. Now here's the issue. Now I have to get them all the same breed because I don't want to wake up one day and have like 20, 30 baby rats just laying in the box. It's just like,
killing each other forever.
No, just because I've seen some videos of people. Have you seen a giant rat?
I don't want to.
It's huge. Like I saw a video of someone's giant rat had babies, and it was like the ferret video where the ferret tries to take him to head to baby. It's the same thing. It's the same damn size as the ferret, not bigger. And I was just like, that's cool, but scary.
Imagine waking that up in the morning.
I mean.
Going back to originally.
But dogs.
But dogs.
I want to get.
But doggers.
I'd like to get a puppy, but the issue is I just don't know if I have time to potty train a puppy and clean up after it and follow it around.
Train it and make it trainable and stuff like that.
If I can find a dog that's already housebroken and knows sit, stay, or eat.
Not barking outside or inside the house.
I don't have an issue if it barks, but if it shuts up when I get it to. Now. Everybody else in that apartment has like a tiny rat dog, and it's just like, this is why I'm going to get a big dog, because if I have a rat dog come up to me and just start barking at me, and I have a big dog just growl at it, it should just be like, just run away. Like
you know, every time I want to see, like, I don't do it because I'm in front of their owners, but anytime I see like a Chihuahua,
you just want to kick it,
punt the hell out of the fucking Chihuahua.
Well, here's the thing, like I don't do it
most of the time. You know, I have common sense, but in my head I'm like, ooh, if I could.
Most of the time.
Punt the hell out of the Chihuahua. I'm a football player.
Most of the time, I don't like tiny dogs. The one exception is the dog that was at my friend's house, because he behaves.
No, I will agree. There are some excuses, like corgi.
It depends on the corgi. I've seen corgis that can be very ferocious.
Again, how it's trained and how, like, you know, how the people are, like the owners
if I get a German, half the reason I want to get a big dog is so I can train it, and I want it to be protective.
You know what I really want? Like, just playful. A corgi mixed with a golden retriever.
That would be interesting. That would be really fluffy as fuck. I wouldn't mind a retriever either, but retrievers are more
generic and like hard to train.
I've never had issues with training. The only issue,
which I don't mind energetic because I want to lose weight and I'm doing it already.
I have Grant's Trail right next to me too. So some of the people who have been like, oh, well, it has to have a yard, and it's like, well, I'll make sure I mention that I have Grant's Trail or a trail next to me because I can at least get back from work, which is at like 6:30. Summer's coming up, so I just plop the dog on the trail, plop it on the leash, go take it for a mile or two, and
also we're way off the topic, but it's fine. The main problem about owning a dog in St. Louis is getting the right dog because of the type of the weather we have here. This is the kind of city where here in St. Louis, that's all we're giving you. It can go from extremely cold,
like right now, to 3 days ago when it was 80 fucking degrees.
It's freaking April. And it's
April.
Alexa, how cold is it?
In St. Louis, there's a freeze warning in effect Tuesday.
There's a freeze warning in effect!
Until Tuesday. It's Monday, April 16th.
With cloudy skies.
And Friday, it was 80 degrees, and
Friday
I was wearing...
beautiful. 80 degrees, breezy, kind of a little bit overhead. Now.
And then it rained over the weekend, and now we have this shit.
It was snowing this morning. Snowing.
It was.
So that's what I'm saying. Like St. Louis is the kind of city where it can go
It's like
extremely
it's
cold.
the biggest fuck you weather. And then in the summer it just is like,
or
no, we're gonna kill
super-
you with heat.
Or super hot, or humid, where you cannot breathe. I have asthma, so I cannot breathe.
That's the
during
issue.
summer.
That's the issue with me wanting to get a husky, because I really want to get a husky,
Oh, I
shepherd, a husky,
Yes.
a Rottweiler, or a Doberman.
It's hard because
Any three of those
they're
dogs.
furs.
But Doberman has short fur.
for the summer, which is perfect. But during the winter times,
I'm not worried. I have heat. I can deal with that. I have blankets and such.
well, you have to walk it out though.
I know.
Unless you want to be the crazy dog owners who give their dogs shoes and sweaters. Yes, I'm calling those people crazy because they're crazy.
My roommate had a little sweater on her dog when she took to take it for a walk today.
Crazy.
I was just like, your dog is so fat, it probably has like 3 layers of fat that'll keep it warm.
Fat is insulation, so the dog is fine. But that's the problem though. Like,
Why do you think
I'm
I
a
wear
dog
shorts? Why do you think I wear shorts in the winter? Because I have those thick thighs.
why do you think fat people only wear hoodies?
Exactly.
In the winter? We're fine, baby. That's why we like to cuddle, because we're good. But not with each other. Not, and I can't wait, right? But that's the main problem with like choosing a dog. Like, what kind would you get? This weather
German
is-
Shepherds don't get that furry. You can keep them groomed.
It's expensive.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. I know. I actually was talking to a dude who trains them for. Who's trained a couple of them for over in Illinois.
Right.
And he said you can get a brand new German Shepherd puppy, $500 up in Kansas City, purebred, shots, first set of shots and stuff. It's like, that's not bad. $500 ain't bad, but I know I can find one.
I want to get a dog, and I will get a dog soon enough, but I need to have income because owning a dog is expensive.
That's what some people have suggested, and it's just like, if I can find a dog for free, I have plenty of toys at the place. All I have to do is pay for food, and
Immunization, shots when they get sick, food.
that's why I'm thinking about getting some rats at the moment.
Yeah, cheaper as hell.
Found that.
Oh my goodness.
That's 5 years old.
A pupper.
That's 5. She's 5, so.
Yeah, you can tell and like dogs will always be puppies.
I found this one. The reason the dude's getting I found that one.
But yeah.
Found some chocolate lab puppies.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So I was just like, kill me now. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm looking for an older dog. So shots aren't as often. Puppies, and I think need them every 6 months.
Yeah.
Adults every year or whatever. I can deal with that.
Which is fine.
Once I get moved in and settled, I'm gonna start looking for a full-time. Start looking for another job. Again, we should be moving this week, unless City Hall
Give the people your trouble.
unless
Give the people their trouble.
unless City Hall decides to just sit on its thumbs with its thumbs up its ass, which it probably can do. But we should have been moved in a week ago because this stupid psycho bitch just sat on her ass and decided to not come in sometimes because she was hungover on Mondays and Tuesdays. And
Who is this person?
the property man or the property head chick.
Please
Once
don't
we
tell-
move in,
Please don't tell me she's Bosnian.
no,
Because the majority of the people
she's white.
in this area.
She's white. Don't worry, she's white. She's white.
She majority of the people in like this neighborhood are Bosnian.
Just
Some
lazy.
of them are nice.
Some of them are. Yeah,
Some of them
that's
are
the thing with St. Louis. I've met some nice Bosnian people, but a lot of Bosnian people I've met can be just really.
There's these people that live here. Oh my god. 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4. Racing up and down with a freaking motorcycle, just revving up.
Oh, that's where you buy a paintball gun. That's where you buy a paintball gun.
Oh my god, let me sleep.
That's where you buy a
I
paintball
can't
gun.
in the basement.
I'm gonna buy a paintball gun. So
With
if somebody comes,
headphones on.
if somebody comes down, so if I have somebody like here's the fortunate part is I live at the very end of my
Where at? Or later.
I live by a mosque, so
Muslims, but Bosnians
Yeah.
in general.
So I live at the end of the complex, basically, and bottom floor end of the complex, which is right next to the trail. The biggest issue I have to worry about is just trains going by at night, because I live right next to the trail, railroad tracks by off the trail.
I mean, if you're a heavy sleeper,
It doesn't bother me. Like, the only thing it does now is her antenna TV. It just screws with her antenna TV. But at the same time, she's also had a small internal scratch just going up her TV for the past month. I know how it got there, but she told me that the TV is over 10 years old, so I just was like, yeah, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
It wasn't
It
old box type.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't old box type. It's an old HD TV, but it's like one of the original HD TVs.
Oh, like the big, like
kind of.
Instead of like the lights.
I'll show you it. Maybe I'll make you help me move, and you.
We can go to Salt Smoke later on today to eat. I did promise you we can go.
Because I'm fucking hungry.
Because you didn't wake up until freaking 12 in the freaking noon.
So, it's the life of being a bachelor. So anyway, her scratching her TV totally isn't from me getting angry, throwing my controller at the floor, and it bouncing off every single one of her doggy toys and hitting the TV at the middle of the night. Yeah, that's a funny story. I was playing Far Cry, and I had to try 3 times. Or no, I was trying to finish this one mission. 7 tries it took me. So on try number 5, I just got angry, and I had the controller in my hand, and I was like, can I fucking throw this? And I looked straight down. I was like, all right, there's just a pile of dog toys. I'll just throw it at that. I chucked it at that. It just went bing, bing, bing. I was like, fuck. So I went to the TV. I looked at the TV where it hit. I was like, okay, no damage. Went back to my game. 2 days later, I'm playing my game, and like, I zoom across something on the screen, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I got up, and I looked at the TV. I was like, I moved again. I was like, oh shit, there's a scratch on this thing. So slowly but surely, kept going up, kept going up, kept going up, kept going up, kept going up. She doesn't say anything. Like the whole time while it's going up the screen, she doesn't say anything, and it's just going up the screen.
Best thing to avoid something is just bury it and ignore it.
So it doesn't go up. And this was 2 weeks ago, to where it was about at the top of the screen. I left to go to my friends. So 2 weeks go by, and I get back, and I walk in, and I sit down. TV's on. I was like, oh yeah, the scratch was on the screen. I look at it, and I was like, oh shit.
This is bad.
Yes. It's not the worst, but it's fucking there. And then a day later, she's just like, yeah, I think my TV's starting to go out, because it's starting to like be really staticky, and it's got that scratch on it. And she's like, yeah, my brother got this for my dad and my mom like 10 years ago on Christmas. I was just like, oh, so it's just old. And she's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Good job, Caleb.
I was like, okay. So I was like, once we move in, if you want, we can maybe pull for a TV and get something nice if you want. And she's like, oh, okay. Crisis averted. I was like, I have a monitor and a computer monitor, and like the only reason we're getting cable is because she watches TV. I have Netflix. I have a computer monitor.
See, that's the thing. When I get in my apartment and maybe,
we don't need to pay for cable. No, because I don't watch it. Just internet, yeah.
It's just cheap. It's like
here's the thing too.
$60-$80 a month.
Here's the thing too. That'll probably be around. How many years did you say that would be? A year or 2?
Give it 2.
Okay. I was gonna say, or maybe we could wait till next year when my lease is up and I'll talk to you. Because if our lease is up, I may be able to talk to her. She may be fine.
I'm looking at good, really cool apartments that, especially a loft, comes down to like for 4 people. 4 people can pay easily like $300 a month.
The one that we're in now, is a 2-bedroom, brand new carpet, cleaned, brand new hardwood, basically brand new everything except for like appliances and shit. It's only gonna be $300 a month for both of us for a 2-bedroom. We have our own bedroom, have this huge living room, kitchen, a bit bigger than that one. And yeah, the only thing is, so like in a month or in a year, if I can find, and yeah, in a year if I find somebody else who just wants a 2-bedroom, I'm just look around and say, hey, how about I kick you back upstairs and I move somebody else? I mean, the biggest thing is it's like when we move, I'm gonna basically just have to say, all right, listen, you need to change some habits, because there was another habit that she had where her dog was.
Leave it for later.
I kind of saw
Let's get back on topic.
I kind of saw it, and I was just like,
Let's get back on topic.
I'm trying to get her to get a vape too. so she doesn't smoke cigarettes in the house.
Is that why you came in and smelled like cigarettes?
Probably. It's her. I hate cigarettes, so she goes and smokes in her room, and the house just smells like it, so it kind of just...
No, I can't.
Here's what I
have asthma, so no.
She does too. She has her inhaler getting filled up today.
Oh boy.
So basically, what I was just like, I was like, all right, so when we move, are you cool with smoking outside? She's like, yeah, unless it's like 2 degrees outside. I'm like, then with your door closed and the window open. And she was like, yeah, I can do that. I was like, okay. And I was like, also with your dog, you're gonna take it out, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Because right now she's on the top floor. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt on this one. She's old. Mm-hmm. She has old people knees. She has a fake knee. She has one replacement knee. She's all the way on the top stairs, so I don't expect her to be able to take her dog out every time the dog needs to go to the bathroom. So pretty much, we're gonna be on the bottom floor, and there's gonna be a sliding glass door out of the living room. So if the dog needs to go to the bathroom, she opens it, goes right, piss right in the plants or whatever. Right now, she has puppy pads upstairs. So whenever I need to go to the bathroom, it's like trying to navigate a minefield. So, and then occasionally it has that part where it just like leaks over onto the carpet, and it's just like, stop! So yeah,
sorry, headphone users.
I can't wait to get into this new apartment. You don't know how, like, I am literally going batshit crazy, and I have 3 days off. Tomorrow is my fucking birthday, and I still haven't moved in, and
we can do another recording tomorrow if you want.
I'm gonna get fucking shit faced tomorrow if I have to.
Sorry.
Tomorrow's my 21st birthday, okay? I'm going to buy alcohol. I'm going to buy alcohol from somewhere just so I can pull my ID out and say, bitch, please.
I haven't been carded in a long time. The only time I've been carded is recently. I shaved everything off, and I was wearing like really fancy clothes, so it made me look younger. I'm like, can I have your card? Oh, thank you.
Yo, you're carding me finally.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll find out how that goes.
It feels nice. It feels nice to be like.
Here's the thing too. Here's the thing too. I get carded every time I go to GameStop and buy a game that's rated M, and it's just like, he's like, yeah, can I see your ID? It's like
that's another thing I don't get carded for anymore.
Wait, which GameStop do you go to?
All over the place. I go here. This one I think Saturday.
Oh, okay.
I go by the
South County
Mall.
The dude, one of the dude.
Do
you know who? Kind of Funny, Greg Miller and all them over there. Kind of Funny Games.
Do you think?
One of the dudes who is with one of the dudes who does stuff with him. Tim Geddes. Okay, well, there's a dude who, to anybody who ever watches this, if anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, there's a dude at GameStop that I go to that looks exactly like Tim Geddes. And like, I walked in and I saw him and I'm like, you look familiar. Then I was watching like a podcast, listening to a podcast, and
I haven't seen you before.
It's like, and I was like, then I was on Twitter and I saw a picture of him. I'm like, holy shit, that's who it is. So yeah. And he's the dude. He's the dude who always asks me for my ID, and it's like, I mean, you're doing your job. I think you're like the manager, so at least you're doing your job. And as somebody who's managed somewhere before, having a high integrity for your job is something that I at least appreciate, because the other manager sure as shit didn't. And what I find is the most entertaining thing about that job is I'm not going back this year. I wasn't invited back to manage because I was too strict.
Which job?
The pool job. I was too strict. And I kept the rules too much. And I tried to have the lifeguards do their job. But the other manager, who didn't give a shit, and who left the very last month and told us all to fuck off, is coming back as a manager.
Life is fair for white people.
He's white! He's the most... You think I'm white? You haven't seen this fucker. He goes to Fontbonne for computer science. No, he's at Fontbonne for computer security. How white can you get?
Yeah, I love this.
And all he does is go to Starbucks and get those fucking teas. Like, I went to Starbucks with him, and he got, like, that summertime tea. And he's like, oh, can I get strawberry? You are so fucking white. Oh, my God, no wonder you're dating a 14-year-old. Oh, yeah, he dated a 14-year-old for a time while he was 17.
That's statutory rape.
When you're 18, it is.
Still 17.
I know.
17.
I know. Nope. The inspector...
People, please, if you get anything out of this stupid podcast, out of anything
inspector didn't
Both of idiots.
today /
He's
yet
texting his...
as the dude who I was staying with. Yet as far... He's giving me a router. He has like a Nighthawk one that he said I could steal. So as far as I know... So yeah,
whatever you take out of this podcast,
so
that we're idiots, yes, but don't date a 14-year-old.
Yeah, don't date a 14.
-year-old.
Even if her boobs look like they're yeah. This is the one thing she had going for her. Tits looked like she was like.
That's
20.
somebody's daughter. That could have been your sister. No, please don't
date a 14-year-old.
Don't.
Especially
be
don't.
smart.
Especially don't get caught in a park at 1 a.m.
Be smart. Don't be stupid.
Taking her virginity. Yeah, that happened.
People say, "What's wrong with America?"
Yeah, I know.
Me? No, not you, you idiot.
The youngest person I have dated is somebody who's been a year younger than me, and I'm 20.
That's usually the rules. 1 or 2 years younger than you,
Yeah.
and then 2 to 3 years.
I'm
younger
20.
than you.
I won't even touch 17.
No, dude.
I barely don't like. I don't like touching 18.
When I was 21, I dated 18-year-olds and above, and 18 was like.
Yeah, I don't even like touching.
It's
Here's the thing:
19.
I don't like touching kids my age because they're so fucking immature. Okay.
Now I cannot even go anywhere 19-year-olds.
I can't even. I don't even.
I have to be 21 and older.
There is literally only one female that I'm talking to right now, and it's. Thank God she has common sense. Like every other chick that I have pretty much talked to, it's just like.
Talk to.
Most of them are all looks and no brains. So it's just like, okay. Even the people that I worked with, who I added on Snapchat, who I'm seeing, it's like they're all just like, oh, it's just yeah, I'd rather die.
So yeah,
Women, I will never understand.
we're guys. It's stereotype. It's a terrible stereotype.
You can stereotype me all you want.
But it fits though. Okay, principal, get over it. But guys will never understand women.
That's sexist. You said principal, so I'm gonna start doing it.
Okay, South Park, shell out. Which, by the way, going back to the topic
Games.
of games,
Fractured
South Park,
butthole.
best game of the year of 2017. By far.
I am at
They used the best open world system I've seen so
It's
far.
not even. It's not even that super duper open.
Because it's linear and it's small. You have to do a quest.
Did you
side
finish
quest.
it? I am at the lab where like all the bullies. Like I'm like here's what I
That
rate.
took me forever to accomplish.
Is it because it was hard? Was it hard? Yeah, fighting those damn bullies. Like I was like I'm trying to figure out how to get around some of them.
The escape part. Oh, you haven't hit it yet. It's like 1 or 2 levels depending how far you're like in the lab. Oh my god.
I'm
That
trying
took
to
me
get
forever.
like the alarm's already gone off and everything. I'm trying to get around like those huge fucking pimped out bullies or whatever, and it's like these things are so overpowered. How am I supposed to get around them?
Butts everywhere.
How am I supposed to get around? Here's the thing too. I love Clyde. Clyde is easily one of my favorite characters because he's pointing out everything, and they're just like, "Oh fuck." It's like, Clyde and Tweak is so entertaining.
Yeah.
I was watching.
I love how freaking Bubble or no
Kenny is Mysterion.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's always been Kenny.
Kenny?
That's why he can die and always come back. That's why I love they integrated that joke into his powers. It's like the best part. I still like Clyde. Like Clyde is like one of the more entertaining.
I love
ones.
Cartman, especially what he does.
Cartman's entertaining. I still like Clyde more because Clyde's just like
How do you figure out?
He's not taking any of it seriously, but he's taking the parts that need to be taken seriously that are fucked up seriously, but he's not taking any of the pretend seriously. He's like, fuck you. Like, even hell, one of his abilities is like an aggro where they'll aggro him, but he won't take damage. It's literally just him flipping him off. It's like, fuck you, and then they just like go at him.
Yeah. I love how you went, I guess,
Cthulhu, yeah, and you had to feed the white people to it. It's like it runs on. Here's the best part: I made my character all black, so my parents were in the cage when I went to do it, and they're playing. You know how your parents are arguing with each other all the time. They're like, it's her fault, it's his fault. They're arguing with each other the whole time. It's great.
I love how they call you like, are you aware that your son is straight? Okay.
I like how when you go to talk to Mr. Mackey and you're like, you could choose all this and this and that and this, and you walk out of the school and it's all the rednecks that come in and fight you. It's just like, what? Even if you choose like a straight white male, it's just
straight
like,
white cis male.
Why are we going after this guy?
Nobody likes you white cis male kind. Get out of here.
They took our jobs.
True.
And
love that game.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker even came out recently like, oh yeah, we're Republicans. And like the entire room was kind of just like, oh.
Yeah, like I love those kind of people where like they believe that, but
it's like we can make fun of anything.
They're not extreme. They're not extremists on both sides. Yeah. They're but whatever. It's politics. I love that game though. I love that game.
South Park's always done a good job of just saying "fuck you" to every single thing.
I want their next game like
there's going to be I'm sure.
I want it to be Star Wars versus Star Trek.
I don't know what they're gonna
do.
Like what else did they like? They had
and then the main villain be from what's the other like Star Sci-Fi?
Fire?
No, not Firefly. Oh, that has like the Stargates or whatever.
Halo?
No,
Mass
Effect. It's a TV show.
Galaxy Quest? I don't know. I've only the two big sci-fis that like Fire. I know I've never seen Firefly. Alien. God, you need to look it up.
I need to look it up. I think it's just called Stargate. Yeah, Stargate. TV show. Like I want that. Like their main bad guys be from them. It's gonna be
never
hilarious.
Saw it, so.
That's what I want.
I don't know what they like. I don't know what they would do with the South and like.
Because that would be like a perfect end to the trilogy, and just like have Cartman like the guys just argue what's better, their trilogy or the prequels, and like someone say screw you, the new Force Awakens sucks, and just have Cartman like walk away crying. Like that would be perfect, and then like the main build, like the other guys going up and like saying Star Trek is better than Star Wars, and they were the original ones.
You've got you did have the Star Trek guys like join them in. Well, there was actually the first expansion for it just came out too. It was like first expansion came out.
We'll have to delete it out.
You can get the goth kids on your team now. You can play as the goth. You can have the goth kids in your party.
I had to delete it to make space for my Xbox One.
Oh, okay.
Because
Monster Hunter?
The system is crap. The memory system. I have about 1 terabyte, and it gets used up by 5 games. Because all of them are like 36.
A terabyte's 1,000 gigs.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much how much space it takes.
Like I have more space now that I took my brother's games off there. My brother had Infinite Warfare plus the expansion on there. It took over 100 gigs of data. I was just like,
oh yeah, that's another topic. I don't know if you want to discuss it here, but how did your brothers take it when you took away their Xbox and stuff?
They had their when I went to go do my taxes 2 nights ago. I grabbed Black Ops out of the PS4, and my brother was like, "You can't take that! You 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 can't take that!" Like a robot. It's like, and then he's talking to our friend over the mic. He's like, "Yeah, that's being an asshole and taking Black Ops." I was just like, "You're playing Fortnite on a PS4 with a keyboard and mouse hookup. Shut the fuck up!" Like literally, he hooked up a keyboard and mouse and was playing Fortnite on the PS4.
Although you have to admit though, mouse control is a whole lot better than freaking. But whatever.
But I was just like, stop talking, okay? Just stop. You can't argue a point. You can't do anything. I'll be the first to say that my brothers are incredibly ignorant. So, but one of them's 14 and the other one's 18, and he's dating a redhead. So, I'm joking. Okay, it's a joke.
No, I'm saying the redheads are feisty.
I'll move to Arizona if I have to, like Bill Blur. People are going to get offended by that joke. I'll become the mayor of a town.
You're going to become the mayor of town Alfalfa. Do you remember when this story came out?
No.
The story came out where essentially he was posting everything that Trump posted about Muslims, but it made it against gays. In a town called Hell, where she can be the mayor of.
Yeah, I remember that story now. Okay.
Yeah. And Twitter
he posted it. He posted anti-straight people is what it was. It was all anti-straight people, which is what I fucking loved about it. I was like, he's going after straight people. He's like, oh, so if you're straight, you have to pay like a fee of $1,000, which he can only be a mayor. And it was like he made it so that the law would be dissolve after like 2 days or whatever, because when he stopped being the mayor or whatever it was. I was like, this is hysterical. People like lost their minds. I'm like,
Yeah.
He also like had the gay Bible or whatever. And I was like, this is hysterical. This is coming from somebody who's a Christian. It's like, this is fucking hysterical. Like, you need to fucking learn to laugh.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. My foot's falling asleep.
If you want, we can call it off at the end. We've been
going on for what, an hour and a half?
30.
Yeah, hour and a half or some shit, and it's gone decently so far. So.
So-
And I need food because
We do need food.
I got up at noon
hungry.
and it's 3:40 and I haven't eaten, and
Yes, fair
I'm
enough.
really feeling a Chinese buffet right now.
Fair enough. So, actually, we can go to Solid Smoke, which is a barbecue place, which is really good. But
is
yeah,
that? Okay.
let's go to Chinese. You're driving.
I don't care.
You're driving. That'll be all for tonight.
So you can follow me on Twitter at Shire Gaming. I believe my current bio says something about me being a cynical asshole. So, and
You are a cynical asshole.
Oh, I am a cynical asshole, and I love being a cynical asshole. I will
If
never
it's-
stop being a
if
cynical
it's-
asshole.
I'm an asshole, but I'm like optimistic asshole.
And I mean, you'll know that it's me because my profile picture is Kim Jong Un dressed as Cartman. So
Tell the people that.
So Twitter at Shire Gaming.
They should go on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook, not on Instagram.
Not anymore after.
Oh yeah,
That's
I mean
another topic we
the
can go
Zuck,
into tomorrow.
the Zuck.
We can go
Zuck
into
sucks.
tomorrow about that.
I mean, I have a Facebook, I just don't use it. So
Yeah.
so Twitter at Shire Gaming, YouTube channel that I haven't used in ages, that I need to
We're gonna do
get back onto when shit starts paling out.
We can do for God of War 3, or
I'm getting that Friday, so if you want to maybe
Yeah.
if I move, you can come over and we can play it.
and we can do recorded through this too.
Okay, if you can get that, because it's only on PS4, so
We can figure something. It shouldn't. What else?
yeah, exactly.
So that should be fun. For me, you can follow me all over on the web: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, everywhere at LTKing93. And for today, that'll be all. This has been Co-op Couch Podcast, Episode 1. The idiots are in town. Thank you.
The idiots are back in town. I'm trying to do the voice back in town of that.
It's not gonna work out,
it's not
buddy.
gonna work out.
Thank you guys. Till next time. Bye bye.